So we have this really unique opportunity with a company called Rise Sports Advisors. This is a group that consults with professional athletes, and they generally do a symposium every year called the Athlete Enterprise Symposium down in Dallas, Texas. This year, because of COVID, they obviously couldn't do that live, and they came to Cyclone Social for something a little bit different. They wanted to find a way to live stream the event. They wanted to find a way to put this event nationally to athletes all over the country so that they could still enjoy it from home. We were able to build a full live streamed event, manage the entire thing from our office, and we were able to bring in professional athletes, business mentors from all over the country, all into this one event for 2 nights straight, and absolutely crushed it.
Personally, I really enjoyed this project. As a sports fan, working with some of these athletes, there were speakers like Marcus Colston, who's a football player that I actually watched growing up, Brent Jones, also a former San Francisco 49er, but really speaking and talking with Gary Vee, who's to me one of like the biggest people in business at this point, was really cool. And so just the keynote speakers that Rise had, and then also working with the Rise team, Michael Lito and all of his staff, you know, it was just a great experience overall. One of the biggest success stories from the event was the fact that we were able to get 2.5 times the number of attendees that they had in 2019. The retention was also at 100% for 2 nights, which is awesome because it's just so hard to capture people's attention for that long and get them to stay in front of their computer.
So one of the things I did on this project was shooting all the pre-produced content. So that's super important to have on a live stream just because you have the quality of the pre-production and then you also have the live stream itself. So that was a lot of fun. I also did a lot of social media promotions ahead of time just to promote the event and get the word out. Most importantly, I was responsible for controlling the live stream itself. I was making sure everything looked good, making sure everything was cut out. One of the most challenging parts of the entire event for me was just kind of orchestrating the entire thing, making sure the 15 speakers were able to communicate clearly, making sure everyone was on the same page. Typically, I don't really work with live events that often, so when I did, it was just a different experience for me, something that I really learned a lot about. There's a lot of pressure with live events because you have to nail it and everyone can see what you're doing. There's not really any editing that you can do ahead of time. So this was a new experience for me and I learned a lot and I think it came out really well. I think the client was really happy with what we did.
Is that good? So good. Good job. Let's go, bro.